Hello and welcome back to Spellhammer Farms. Today we're going to be mowing our grass fields. I'm really curious to see what kind of yield we're going to get because we did fertilize this time and I've never fertilized these fields before, so the yield should be quite a bit better. We're going to mow it up, then windrow everything, throw it in the bunker silos. You know the drill by now. But I think that the income from this particular harvest will be more than anything we've ever had before. So let's get started and see how it works out. Previously, I had left this tractor over by the sell point where we sold our sorghum harvest. So I need to get this back over to the farm and get all of the mowing equipment hooked up. That'll be our first mission for today. And we're starting a little bit later in the day, but I don't think we're going to run out of daylight just because it doesn't take that long to mow the fields that we have. We also really need to get that field prepped for another planting. But for now, my main concern is the grass because that's our main income. The crop is really supplemental at this point. Let's drop this tipper off over here, and all of our mowing equipment should be under our shed over here. We'll just park right next to that one. How about that? It's so tiny compared to that other one. That's incredible. All right, on to our mowing equipment. We haven't had this hooked up in a while. It feels like it's been a long time since we mowed. Let's go ahead and back in here and get our double sickle mower. I believe that's what these are called. Sickle bar mower, maybe? Not sure. And then we'll flip around and grab our front one. I still wish there was a way we could hook up the windrower behind us as we're mowing. That would be just fantastic, but it doesn't seem to be possible with this particular setup. There we go. Everything's looking good. Let's get over here and start mowing these fields. I think we might need a little bit of room here on the end, so I'm going to mow a strip here and then I'll just go straight up and back long way across all of the fields that we have. Here we go. First mow of a fertilized field with increased yield. I expect we'll get so much more out of this than what we were getting before. I think it was close to 120,000 liters. So I expect to get maybe 150. I don't really know. I don't know how the math shakes out. All right, with those two done, gives us room to turn around. We can reverse here and start going straight up and down all of these fields, even across the road. Just makes a lot more sense to work along the longest dimension of our working area. And we can just mow this grass in between and get a little bit extra. Doesn't hurt anything at all. And here we go, finishing up the mowing work for today. That went remarkably fast. I'm always shocked at how much coverage this cheap mowing setup gets us. It really wasn't very expensive at all. Watch out, trailer. There we go. And I can't quite tell yet, but it does look like we're gonna have a pretty good yield. So next step is to get these implements dropped off, pick up the windrower, and get everything tidied up for our forage wagon. And I have a feeling that our forage wagon is gonna fill up fast this time. I don't remember exactly how many passes we made last time before filling up, but this time I bet it'll be less. And look at that. I think that's about $6,000 worth of lettuce. That's a nice little bonus. We'll check on the water and everything later on. Once our mowing is wrapped up and our bunker silos are full, we can worry about our greenhouse, make sure it has water, and we can start looking into getting this field ready for another crop. That was a nice little bit of income with that sorghum, and maybe this time we'll plant something a little different. Maybe we'll do soybeans or something else. We have to make sure that our harvester can handle it, so no corn this time, but maybe eventually. Let's go ahead and detach our front mower, and then we'll flip around and drop off our rear mower. Luckily, the windrower is just right there next to where we drop off our mowers. I'm going to be smart and actually lower this first. Oh no, I don't want to unfold it. No. Back. Fold. There we go. I wanted to lower it, not unfold it. I guess I don't have the option to just unfold it. What a fiasco. Trying to do the right thing and I got punished. That's okay. Let's see if we can grab this windrower without running into anything. Looking good. And this thing has very wide coverage. Again, those trailers are in the way. I might actually move those out of the way first, but then we'll get started on windrowing all of this grass. One tipper moved. Let's just park it right here for now. And then we'll grab the other one. There we go. Now we've got plenty of room and we can go ahead and start windrowing. I'm really curious to see how much grass this ends up being. I can't wait to start grabbing it with the forage wagon and find out. Let's unfold, lower, and turn this on. Here we go. Well, there goes the last pass of windrowing, and I gotta say, this looks like a lot of grass. Next up, we're gonna drop this off somewhere kind of over near where it goes. I'm not gonna organize everything tonight because we're losing light, and I wanna get this all loaded up into the bunker silos before it gets too dark. So we'll drop this off and pick up the forage wagon and get to loading this up so our silage can start fermenting. This is going to be an incredible payday when it's done. I think it's going to be a lot, but we'll find out. All right, here we go with our first row. Let's see how quickly this fills up. I think it's going to be very fast. Oh yeah, already 5%. We're not even gonna make it one full pass, I don't think, before we have a full wagon. Which means, let's see, we can kind of extrapolate how much we'll end up with. We've got 4 rows over here, so let's see how much this ends up being. Though, you know what? I don't really want to do the math and ruin the surprise. Let's just go with it and see what it ends up as. I think it's gonna be really good. It would be awesome if it ends up at 99% just as we get to the bunker silo, but I don't think that's going to be the case. It's going to end up being a lot of silage. More than we've ever done before, I'm certain of it. Which means fertilizing it was probably worth it. It really wasn't that expensive or time consuming, to be honest. Here we go, and I figured out that I can just, as soon as that starts coming off the ground like that, I can start pulling forward. Well, you know, yeah, I thought I could, but we have to unhook and rehook up to kind of get our wheels back on the ground. There we go. I let it go a little bit too far that time, but I really want to pack these silos really full so that we can fit a lot in here. On to the next row. Here we go. Well, it looks like that's the last of our grass, and we worked fully into the night, so it's very hard to tell where we're going right now. I know that my bunker silos are over here somewhere, and I've got this final load, and then we'll see how much silage or chaff we ended up with. Hopefully, it's a good amount. Let's back this in there. Can't even really see where we're going at all at this point. I loaded this a lot more densely this time, which I think is why we only ended up with a little bit in this second bunker. But I do think we're going to end up with a significantly higher amount of chaff than we had last time. I think we had around 120,000 last time. I'm expecting a little bit more than that, maybe a lot more than that. So we'll leave the tractor here with the lights on so we can see. Turn my flashlight on, and let's see how much we end up with here. Now it'll go down a little bit after we compact. Let's start here. 45,000. Okay, so we need at least 80,000 in the other bunker to match what we had last time. Let's see what we have. 96,000. So we're at almost 150,000, which is an increase, I believe, but not quite as large of an increase as I hoped for. Either way, I'm happy with the harvest. I think it was still worth fertilizing to get that increased yield. Since night has fallen and I can't see what I'm doing, and I'm sure you can't either, I'm going to call it a day. In the next episode, we'll get this compacted so that it can start fermenting. We have some lettuce to sell, some grass fields to potentially fertilize, and then we have a crop field that we need to prepare for the next planting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.